I cannot good enough.
Yeah. Sitting. Laying. Leaning. Lounging. Furniture. Hello everybody, my name is Stephen Walter Nelsnick, and today I'm going to be showing you how to web a chair. Now, webbing is a part of the upholstery process. Now, what is upholstery? Upholstery is fixing furniture. Now, me myself, I work for Locatelli Smith Interiors. We upholster, we're a pickup business, so we go to someone's house, we pick their furniture up, we fix it, and we bring it back to them within 8 weeks. Now, upholstery, or webbing is kind of like the suspension system. It's under here actually. So it kind of accentuates the cushion. So that it kind of, it's the webbing, springs, and then kind of a cloth right here, and then just the cushion. It's kind of to make it feel like you're not sitting on a beanbag. You don't want it too firm, but you want it as firm as you could possibly get without it feeling like you're sitting on concrete. Now, let's get straight into it. The tools. So, so first things first, the webbing itself. Now this is made from polyester, a little bit of microfibers, just simple things, little web things. It is the webbing. This is what this is what I'm teaching you. Now right here is the upholstery hammer. So one side is just a regular hammer, and then one side is metal. Or one side is magnetic. Now I want you guys to remember that it's magnetic for later. We're going to be going over that. Now right here is a webbing stretcher. It looks very dangerous. It is. These are very pointy. So it's also called a gooseneck, but nobody calls it a gooseneck. Around the shop, you call it the sharp thing with the webbing. Now we're going to be, this is something that's hard to describe until I show you how to use. Now, upholstery scissors. These are actually small upholstery scissors. They get huge. Now I have a coworker that's about 250 pounds of muscle, and he doesn't know how to use scissors. It's really, my boss Gary likes to say you're either born knowing how to use scissors or you don't know how to use scissors. Me, I can use scissors, thankfully. Now, tacks. So there is 2 ways to web a piece of furniture. It's either through tacks or it's through a staple gun. Today we're going to be using tacks. Now, they're sterilized tacks, which means these are bacteria free. Now, another thing that I want you guys to remember, which will come in handy later. Now, the staple gun. This is what I usually use every single day. Now, this isn't going to go off randomly. You need a compressor for this, which I was debating on bringing, but my boss Gary said it might blow up if I brought it in, and that's why he said to record it, because he thought it would be fun. But I didn't bring it in because, you know, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen, so I can't really do that. Let me get my chair here. Around the shop, we usually have little chairs. My personal, oh yeah, the cane goes. My personal company, we like to use DeWalt, but you know, it's a whole thing. Anyways, so first things first, you're gonna set your chair upside down. So basically, webbing is kind of, it's basically, sorry if you can't see in the back here. Here, I'll stand up until I can. Yeah, the chair's broken, by the way. It's basically, you just cover everything. You cover the old webbing. See, it's very loose. Now, the webbing that I did, this is a good example of webbing. It's very taut. Taut is an important word that I'm going to be using. It's tight, but it's not so tight. It's that factor of not sitting on concrete. Anyways, first things first, we grab our webbing here, and we leave about 1 inch over, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be folding it over. Now, let's get into the upholstery hammer and the tacks. Now, I told you 2 things about this. One, that one side's magnetic, and one side is bacteria-free. So, as you see, I got a lot going on here. Usually, I wouldn't have all of this just comfortably. I'd usually have to use one hand for it, right? So, upholstery is a very one-handed thing. You need to kind of, always have one hand. So, no bacteria, what does that mean? So, this is a method called spit tacking. Usually, I don't do spit tacking because I am usually using a staple gun. But what I do here is, right here, magnetic. See? Now, I let, that's gonna get annoying. I leave it over 1 inch, and then what I do here is kind of, show the back, but you're gonna have to sit up straight. There's little metal tacks from the previous job, and also kind of the metal bar, and it's not going to work if you insert another tack into something metal. In fact, if you do it, then it's just going to immediately dull the tack like this, and it's not very flat, but it gets flat if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. So then I have to this tack, it's useless now, so you have to be very careful. To start off, you could either kind of poke it in like that, or what you can do is you can make sure you know where you're going and gently, ever so slightly, in like this. Now, usually you'd have 3 or 4, something to kind of get it in, depending on how many nails are there previously. But end of the day, 3 or 4, whatever kind of keeps it held there. But after that, you fold it over, and making sure that you're not hitting any metal tacks from the previous job. And then you just put it in right here, tack it in just like the one previously, and then bam, you got your first side down. Obviously, again, 3 or 4, but I'm doing a demonstration right now, so I can't do that. Now, here's where we get our gooseneck stretcher. Oh, this is also called jute, which there's a lot of technical terms. Nobody calls this jute. Nobody calls this a gooseneck stretcher. Anyways, sorry, people saw it on Wikipedia. That pissed me off. All right, so now we get our upholstery hammer and do the same exact thing on this side. All right, now, since I'm just going to be doing the same exact thing, I'm going to tell you how I got into upholstery. My neighbor's an upholsterer, and he told me, come over and do upholstery. I absolutely hated it when I started when I was 14, and he told me to come and do it again over quarantine, and I do it, and now I love it, and I'm doing it for 2 years now. Okay. So anyways, so we're going to be folding this over. So what we have to do is just kind of cut it, like the overhang here of the 1 or 2 inches, it's going to be overhang here, but you got to compensate for it. So again, you know how to use scissors or you don't. My kind of tip on using big scissors like this is if you hear where the metal is grinding, that's where you do it. You kind of push forward on it, and it's all about kind of the middle right here. Right here it'll work, but you're not going to get any cut from past here on. Now, all right, now we just do the same exact thing as before. Fold it over and then put it in, making sure that there's no metal under here, and voila, you've webbed a piece of chair. Now I'm not done yet, because what we have to do is, so we have 2 here, but we need 4, right? Like, there's 4. And again, you're just going right over it. So what you do is, there's a method, which it's not really a method, you just kind of follow it. It originally was a method for the first person, but now you just kind of go and do what the previous person's done. And you kind of web it underneath like this, and then and it's the opposite on the other side. So you web it underneath, and then you do the previous steps. And then on the other side, it goes under here and then over here. So it's kind of like a crisscross. It creates, again, that suspension system. A little bit more taut than if it were just to go over each other like this on both sides. Now, that is how you web a chair. Now, I did want to talk about upholstery for a quick second here. So, as you may know, old men are dying. So, now, the upholstery business is run predominantly by old men. Now, over COVID, they either all died or they gave up their business. So as the upholstery business continues, there's more demand for it, as it costs about $24 in my hometown to throw out any piece of furniture over this size. So as that gets more expensive, as it was $12 last year, that's a 100% increase. I saw your eyebrows go up, right? So how far is it going to go up in price? Will it meet the prices of upholstery one day? Who knows? The upholstery business, nobody knows where it's going to go in 10 years. But it's just something to think about. Now, next time you sit on a piece of furniture, think about furniture. It's something that, goes under the radar. It's something that you sit on, something you sleep on every single day. So, next time you sit on that piece of furniture, think about the history, where it's been, which rooms has it been? Has it only stayed in America? Was it produced in America? How many people have upholstered it? And how many people have webbed it? Now, upholstery or furniture is something, I am so good, but I messed up. What was I gonna say? Alright, yeah, furniture's important basically. There was a better end there. Alright, well, that's how you upholster a chair, that's how you web a chair. Thank you all for listening. My name is Steven.